Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, wherever you are, whatever time zone you're in. My name is Jessie. This is the Richard West Assistive Technology Advocacy Center, and we are here today doing a tech spotlight on Accessibyte. So, without further ado, given that very, very brief intro, I'm going to pass it off to Joe.
Thank you so much. I am Joe Jorgensen from Accessibyte. A super quick background on myself and Accessibyte. I spent 10 years teaching assistive technology and a whole lot of other things to blind and visually impaired adults. During that time, I spent a lot of time with different technologies and thought there's a few things that I needed and wanted to see that weren't there. So I started putting some of my skills to use and developing software under the Accessibyte brand. Over time, different instructors in the field, different professionals, and users, they found this software to be useful. So it grew into what it is today, which is an online learning platform and then a Windows desktop productivity suite. I'm going to go through some slides here that give a broad overview of just what all of the apps are, and then use a little bit of time to do a super quick demo of each of those applications. I'll say all of this stuff can be trialed and discovered at accessibyte.com, and that's Accessibyte, like accessible but computer byte at the end. So I'm going to switch over to my screen share here. Okay, looks like I got myself in the corner. Hopefully I'm not blocking any text, but I'm going to read through all of it as well. So Accessibyte, accessible tools for learning and independence. Self-voicing visual supports and full accessibility is built into these applications. They cover learning to type, studying with flashcards, practicing math skills, exploring pre-coding, tracking AT skill progression, and seamlessly transitioning skills from a learning environment to a productivity environment. So that means we're covering both students, maybe that's a kid in school, an adult in a program, or just individuals at home.
Joe, I don't
The
know if you want this little I don't know if this matters or not to you, but your head is kind of blocking the last bullet or two.
okay,
The
let me
other bullets
see.
are visible. So um I don't know if you can shift yourself towards the middle more when
Yeah,
you
what I'm gonna do is just turn that off. I wasn't expecting it to be on.
okay.
Uh,
I just wanted to I know that you wanted it to be clear vision wise.
oh
So
yes, definitely. I appreciate you letting me know that for sure. All I have is the screen itself, the PowerPoint to see. Um, so hopefully I'm out of the way. If I'm
you
not,
are out of the way. You're good to go.
okay, good. All right, awesome. So these apps, they're all built for student needs. That means it's accessible from the first login. That's self-voicing and visually enhanced. So we can change things like text style and color, reduce visual load. We can turn on voicing, change the rate, modify sound effects, things along those lines. These applications, they're all meant to be easy and have distraction-free navigation. Just really simple up, down, enter to navigate is our primary method in all the Accessibyte applications, whether they're the online platform in the browser or the desktop application Accessibyte Studio. They're all built to be compatible with Switch, screen reader, Braille, touch, keyboard, mouse, just accessible with all of that. Um, Online platform built around the student needs, and then again, the desktop studio extends learning into like the productivity area. I have a couple of testimonials here from some teachers out here in Illinois, where I'm located, just outside of Chicago. Um, Got to represent the Illinois AER team. So, Casey, a teacher of the visually impaired, said, I just wanted to let you know that my student tried Accessibyte Arcade for the first time today and loved it. He knew exactly what he was doing and was loving it. Thanks for such an awesome program. And Wendy, also a teacher of the visually impaired, says, I love Typio. I've been in the field for over 30 years, and it's the first program that I've ever seen the students excited to use. Now, the reason I share these is just to kind of show these tools are useful. They're not just built just for an instructor or just for students. They really bridge that gap and just make it fun to do whatever it is we're doing. Typio is Accessibyte's primary application. It's a typing tutor. Typio is a fun and accessible online typing tutor with a guided typing journey where you can raise a typing pet. You can earn coins and holiday prizes. You can customize your pet and play games. There's typing tips and tutorials. There's a basic mode without pets. You can change all the text size, color, style, simplicity, the voicing, the sound effects, use it with or without a screen reader. There's also Typio Pro, which is more for teens and adults. It teaches workforce ready typing skills. It's fully guided training. You learn the entire keyboard a little more quickly than with the typing pets. It gives you real productive scoring, so your accuracy, your errors, your words per minute, and also some coaching on how you're doing. You can certify and share lessons through our website, which gives you like a cert code that you can share to we can back up our users saying, yeah, here's their typing skills. And then these are all professionally focused lessons. So the the big difference between Typio and Typio Pro is typing pets for the standard version, and then those being replaced with lessons that focus on vocational skills, educational skills, things like writing emails and resume material, or different literary lessons. That's all in Typio Pro. We also have Braillio, which is a Braille typing tutor. You can use a standard keyboard, a Braille display, or a note taker. It's all the fun of Typio while learning contracted and uncontracted Braille, and you can log in just from any device and access that in the browser. So it's a really handy tool. You can use the FDS JKL keys as your Braille input, just on a standard QWERTY keyboard. Another one of the applications on the Accessibyte learning platform is flashcards, where you can study, practice, and test. There's a built-in deck library that has a ton of different content, I guess, with accessibility focus, with just different learning focuses, life skills, foreign language, all sorts of cool things. You can create your own custom decks as well. That's probably the primary use that a lot of users use flashcards for. It's multilingual based on each side of the card, which is super handy. There's Braille decks with dot support, teacher-friendly deck editing, and I'll demo flashcards in a moment here. But suffice it to say, there's a side A and a side B of each card. Each card, you hit a key to flip, you hit a key to move to the next card. There's also different test modes. It turns the decks into multiple choice questions. There's also Accessibyte Logic. Now, the quote earlier mentioned Accessibyte Arcade. That's been replaced with Accessibyte Logic. It's a collection of 12 accessible learning games. And in addition to being games, you can do pre-coding skill building. There's a reflection mode and a goal set where you can like set goals and an intent for why you're playing. There's a super robust teacher assessment mode, and it really covers a lot of AT usability and telemetry. Again, keyboard touch, switch friendly, screen readers as well. Really cool thing with Accessibyte Logic is these games range from one button that you can kind of press freely all the way up through multiple buttons, through menu choices, through some games with some like action in them. So it teaches like a wide range of computer use in addition to just being games. Really handy if you're learning new AT or teaching somebody new AT, or you just want something that you know is going to work well. Math Practice is another one of the Accessibyte learning apps where you can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. You choose a skill and challenge level. There's focused arithmetic drills throughout the application. There's like a hint mode. It's very similar to flashcards where you're going to get an equation, 3 plus 2, and then you can just flip it over and you would hear and see 5, and then you just move on to the next one. So you can kind of think about it, get an answer. Then there's a multiple choice option where we might say 3 plus 2 and then have options 9, 7, 2, and 5. You're going to choose the correct one. And then lastly, there's like an open input test mode where it would have that again 3 plus 2 and then just an open text field to type the answer. There's a lot of friendly nudges for lengthening the practice sessions, and those lead into these micro themes. So math drills are important, but they can also get a little repetitive at a certain point. I wanted to make sure this app felt calm and inviting and just, piqued some curiosity in addition to using or to drilling these math equations. And so let's say a user gets to their 10th test question, it's going to pop up and be like, great job, you've completed 10. Do you want to do three more? And then you can choose yes or no, get a little bit of autonomy in there. And eventually it's going to hit you up with a micro theme, which is just something kind of goofy and fun, and play a fun sound effect and say, do you want to answer five more questions to help this bird make its nest? And then you can do five more questions and get the results of what came from that. And there's like hundreds of these micro themes, all sorts of strange uh, and just kind of cozy little things that can come up there. There's a teacher dashboard for all of this. So a home user would be using those applications we've discussed so far. School edition license can cover any number of student seats, and there's a teacher dashboard as well. The teacher can manage their caseload, track progress and activity, control student settings remotely, which is super handy, create custom assignments, manage student login links, and generate student reports. So it's really handy for coming up with documentation, metrics, things that sometimes we need to justify, the hard work that our students are putting in. And creating those login links is really important to mention. Any user can log in with a username and password on the Accessibyte website, but sometimes that's difficult. You can create a login link for your students from your dashboard. You just send them the link, they click it, it logs them in automatically. Any user, home or school, can also install the website to their device. Like on the iPhone, you hit that share icon, add to home screen, and then there's steps for doing it on the other platforms as well. What that does is instead of having to log in, it turns it into a standard application. So it goes right into the app, no username or password needed. Then the other arm of Accessibyte is Accessibyte Studio. It's a singular desktop application that includes a whole lot of sub applications, things like accessing printed media through news, books, and OCR, getting audible media through radio and podcasts. There's different productivity tools like Notes, Dictionary, and different online applications like YouTube, getting Google results, and a whole lot more. The idea here is to have one Windows desktop application that simplifies productivity and bolsters accessibility just all in one. Some users may choose to have Accessibyte Studio launch when they turn on their computer and they turn it off from within Studio. They never leave it. It's a super simple environment they stay within. Other users may bounce between Studio and the Windows desktop and use it as like a companion to their existing screen reading tools. So it serves both, new users and very experienced users in accessibility.
So
So again, yeah,
Joe, I
jump
have a
in.
question.
hmm
Does Accessibyte Studio serve as like a search engine within the program? Can you explain that
There,
more? Because the first handful of features um, that made as you were describing, typeo, braillio, flashcards, the math practice and the logic section, that made sense in terms of like the students' um, backpack of tools. Um, I'm kind of wondering where Accessibyte Studio fits into all of this. Um, is it separate from those tools? Is it to be used with those tools? Like, tell us more.
yeah, so it is separate. It's kind of an extension. So we have the online learning platform where you're going to learn skills. typing, you're going to study material, you're going to do your math, things like that. You're going to be learning a lot about AT along the way too. Then what do you do once you've learned these things? Well, like, it comes down to day-to-day productivity on the computer. That's where Studio comes into place. So a user may jump straight to just one of these pillars of Accessibyte, or they may go between them. Going between them, let's say you start with the online platform and you learn how to type. Then you say, okay, well, what do I do with these typing skills? Maybe you transition into using Accessibyte Studio on the Windows desktop. So you launch it up, you might write some documents, send some emails, search Google, explore websites, look up videos on YouTube, all the stuff we might be doing day to day on the computer. And you might do that with the accessibility that's built in, the self-voicing and the visuals and that easy up-down navigation. Or you may start layering in a screen reader or a switch controller or any other sort of virtual control that you might use. So just kind of like think of the online learning platform as learning new skills and Accessibyte Studio as your day-to-day productivity. I'm going to show these applications here to give an even better idea of where they all stand. So I'm going to switch my screen sharing over here real quick. So I am sharing my Microsoft Edge browser. This could be Safari on an iPhone, it could be Chrome, wherever, whatever you're using. I'm already logged into Typeo here. I've navigated through the menu and gone into a typing lesson just to save us a little bit of time. What we have on screen says press any key. We have a visual keyboard on the bottom half of the screen, and then instructions for changing text size with the up and down arrows, control to hear what to type, enter or space for next. I'm going to do that.
Apple.
You heard a chicken sound because on this profile I have the chicken theme selected for the sound effects and for the visuals with the typing pad. So that's where a chicken went off here. So we have the word Apple on the screen and the text to speech read that as well. I'm going to type Apple.
A. P. P. L. E.
Hopefully the voicing's coming through. As I type, each letter is read off and highlighted visually on the screen as well. I'll hit space to move on to the next typing prompt.
Banana.
Banana. Now I can hit the up and down keys to change the text size here, get it nice and big or go nice and small. I'll find it somewhere in the middle. I'm going to type banana and hit space.
Kiwi.
There's a chicken cluck sound that plays after each prompt. Again, you can choose different typing themes that you can purchase with the in-game coins. This version that's loaded up right now is kind of the view you would get in Typeo Pro or with typing pets. But running like the typing pet mode itself, our pet would be visible down in the bottom right corner and could optionally speak the keys as we type as well. So I'm going to get through the rest of this lesson pretty quick here. I'm going to type kiwi,
Orange.
orange,
Watermelon.
watermelon, and
O.
before I hit the N, I'm going to get a couple mistakes here.
O. O.
We hear that poor chicken clucking. We hit N and then space. We're going to get our score.
N. 3 errors. 91% accuracy. 4 words per minute. Not quite. You met your accuracy goal but didn't type quick enough. Press
Okay,
any key to continue or control to repeat your score.
so we get our score after each lesson, our errors, accuracy, words per minute, and then some coaching. So not quite, you met your accuracy goal but didn't type quick enough. You can set different goals for the students or set no goals. I'm going to hit done.
Welcome to Typeo. Use up and down keys to navigate. Enter typing pet.
Hello.
Typing pet menu. Typing journey.
So the typing pet we have visible up on the top half of the screen, he voiced out hello. And with our typing pet, we can go through the lessons with the pet on screen. I'm going to launch typing journey here.
Awesome. Zone, medium reach. Lesson 23. The U key. New key tutorial. Press any key to continue.
When you're learning new keys, whether you're in Typio Pro or you're in Typio with your pet, you get a tutorial. So it says new key tutorial, press any key to continue. We have a visual keyboard on the bottom half of the screen. All these things can be changed. You can get rid of the keyboard, you can have the hands present or not. I'm going to hit any key.
This lesson will introduce the letter U.
Okay, this lesson will introduce the letter U.
Move your right index finger from the J up to the U. Find the U key.
So we get this nice, simple guidance along the way of how to find the key. And then we would eventually go back into the lesson and the score, rinse, and repeat. That's the heart and soul of Typio, but there's so much more. I want to flip over to math practice, which I have open in another tab.
Welcome to math
I'm
practice.
going to hit start
What would you like to work on?
and click add.
Use arrows to... How high should we go? How would you like to work on this?
I chose up to 10. So now we have options for study, practice, and test. Let's do practice.
Practice. Choose the correct answer. Use enter or space to select, arrows to navigate, escape to exit. 7 plus 3.
So we have 7 plus 3. I'm going to hit the down arrow.
10.
Choose 10.
Correct. 7 plus 3 equals 10. 8 plus 2.
And then we could continue on. So 8 plus 2, I'm going to get it incorrect. I'm going to choose 8 here.
8. 8. Try another. 6. 6. Try another. 10. Correct. 8 plus 2 equals 10. 5 plus 0.
So the big idea here is like really guided, comfortable movement through this application. It's always telling us what to do, how to do it. It's giving us very specific options to choose from so a user doesn't get lost in the mix of everything. I'm going to switch over to flashcards.
Library.
Hit control to stop the speech. I'm in the flashcards library, so I've already clicked start and gone through the lesson library. We have options for accessibility, braille, computers, languages, school, life skills, fun, and trivia. Let's do languages.
Pick a deck to begin learning. Use enter or space to open.
Hit control to stop the speech. We have Spanish basics, French, German, Japanese basics. I'm going to choose Japanese basics.
Choose how you'd like to learn this deck.
Choose how we
Use
like to
arrows
learn.
to...
So we can do study, practice, or test. I'm going to do study.
こんにちは。
So we have on screen the Japanese text for konnichiwa, and the voice switched over to the Japanese text-to-speech voice and read that out. I'm going to increase the text size a little bit here. Now I can hit space.
Hello during the day.
So we have hello during the day.
こんにちは。
I can flip back to konnichiwa. I can hit the right arrow or use the on-screen button to move to the next card.
おはようございます。
We have Ohayo gozaimasu. I can hit space.
こんばんは。
Oops, I hit the button. Let's go back to Ohio.
おはようございます。
Good morning.
Means good morning. So we can also have multiple
Good
choice
morning.
tests with the same information. I'm going to switch over to Accessibyte logic.
Choose a game to experiment.
Okay, so there's play, experiment, reflect, and assess mode. I'm in experiment mode. I'm going to choose treasure tap. And I'm just going to choose experiment from here. And what we get is an event list where we have when the game starts, then set rounds to 10, then say get ready to chisel. We have a lot of different options for tweaking this game. You can just do play mode where you don't do this, or we have this pre-coding event mode where we can play with the game rules a little bit. Let's go to play.
Press chisel to begin.
Press chisel to begin.
Get ready. Chisel 3 times. So good. Chisel 2 times.
Chisels or treasure tap is the simplest of all the games. There's one button, chisel. You hit it the number of times it tells you. by far the simplest of the games. The challenge here is more so learning just how to interact with this button. And in the assessment mode, it says if a user is just hitting it rapidly, if they're hitting it consistently, what their cadence is. Here in the experiment mode, on the right hand side, we have a panel that has the coding events pop up. So it said when the game starts, we do our set rounds to 10, say get ready to chisel. The round started. The player chisels and did special effect chisel. And then round success, and which is coming up once we finish this round here. But we can turn this information off
Learn.
if we want to get rid of it. We can also jump around with like the 1, 2, or 3 keys to move through with the accessibility panels if we needed to go through it with a screen reader. All the different games here, I'm going to escape out of Treasure Tab. We have Treasure Tab, Chomp, Ninja Strike. Those are our 1-button games. Helper Bot, Rock, Paper, Scissors, and Echo. Those are 2, 3, and 4-button games. Hangry Man, which is Hangman. Canteen, Wizard's Tower. These are menu-based games. Prize Wall, Fruit Match, and Delivery, which are grid-based games. I'm going to load up Prize Wall real quick. Just hit play.
Choose a grid size.
I'm going to get rid
Press
of
1 to go to
the code panel here.
hide.
So I'm going to choose a 4x4 grid.
Round 1. Choose a tile.
So we have
1A.
a 4x4 grid with 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. And we just navigate through here.
1B. 1C.
We get our audible feedback. We got our visual feedback. I hit space.
Not here. Try lower and left.
Lower and left. Okay. I'm going to go down, down, left.
3. You did it.
Got it. Okay. So it's just navigating through a grid, whether we're using the arrow keys or we're using an outside accessibility tool. Grid navigation is a very important skill. So this game is just a fun way to do that. I'm going to do screen sharing again here with Accessibyte Studio. Everything that was shown so far is the online platform. What's coming up next is Accessibyte Studio, the desktop application. I have Accessibyte Studio loaded. I just double-clicked the icon from the desktop. I have a dark theme selected, so we have a black background with white text. We can increase the text size here, make things larger or smaller. We can change the color theme, light, dark. We got blue and yellow themes as well. Let's stay on dark. We can also turn the voicing on or off. I'm going to enable the
App speech
voicing.
on.
Hopefully the voicing is coming through. I'm going to hit the down arrow.
Scanning. Contacts. Files.
So here, scanning contact files. We can hit Y to jump to whatever starts with Y here,
YouTube.
which is YouTube. And hit enter.
YouTube. Type the subject to text size.
I'm going to shrink down the size a little bit. Type the subject to look up, then press enter. I'm going to type Accessibyte. Then hit enter.
Loading. Video list.
So we have a video list here. Our Google results, our podcast results, our Wikipedia results, they all appear in the same simple list. I'm going to hit down.
Accessibyte. Fun and accessible learning tools for the blind and visually impaired. The Blind Life. 8 months ago.
I'm going to hit enter on that result.
Video player.
Hey guys, it's Sam with The Blind Life. Welcome back to another episode of the Blind Life podcast.
Pause button.
So we have the video here with Sam from the Blind Life playing just automatically. It's nice and big on the screen. I just hit space to pause it. So to get to this YouTube video from Studio, I just hit Y for YouTube and enter. I typed Accessibyte and then hit enter. I hit the down arrow to go through the results and I hit enter and the video is playing. So no complex navigation required. I'm going to skip back to the main menu.
Video list. YouTube. Main menu.
Okay, so from the main menu, we have all of our different options here. I'd also like to show off, how about we do, I know I don't have any manuals loaded here. We will do books.
Gutenberg Library.
Okay, it skipped right over to Gutenberg Library here because the other libraries aren't publicly released just yet, so I wanted to kind of jump past it. So let's go down and we're going to load up Alice in Wonderland.
Alice's Adventures in Wonderland.
Okay, so we have Alice's Adventures in Wonderland here. Again, we can change the text size.
Text size
Go
small.
down a little bit, change the text color around.
Color theme system light.
I'm going to click through the different buttons here.
Bookmark. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever.
Okay, so it'll read through word by word with a visual highlight. We can use space for read all, nice and easy. We can jump around through our chapters.
The chapter I down the rabbit hole. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank, and of
I'm going to stop it there. Gives you a good idea of how the text navigation works here in Studio. It just kind of tracks what we're hearing and what we're seeing together. Keeps everything nice and aligned. So Accessibyte Studio has an additional feature too, I should mention, where in addition to being this all-in-one encompassing app, you can install most of these internal apps individually on your desktop. So maybe you don't need like this simplified environment, but you still want to use like the email component in Accessibyte Studio. Well, you can install Studio Mail to your desktop and maybe use it instead of Outlook or the browser. So a lot of different flexibility there as far as how Accessibyte Studio is managed. Now I know I talked about a lot of things here. I should probably stop talking about all these things. Accessibyte's platform is vast. You know, it's been around. This is the 10th anniversary of Accessibyte officially, which is really exciting to me. But even it existed before that too, kind of more unofficially, me just tinkering around with things. But all these tools were built with the input from users, from teachers, from students, you name it. I stopped instructing a while ago and now just develop. So I rely on the voices of the users, of the instructors. So all the good features that are in here, you know, thanks to everyone out there who suggests them and recommends them. And I hope that continues. So if you do check out Accessibyte, you go to the website, download a trial, sign up for a trial account, make a purchase, whatever you do, hit that contact button because that email is going to go straight to me and I read each and every one of them, which is a little tricky because there's a lot of spam bots nowadays, but you know, that's neither here nor there. So send me your feedback. Let me know how these apps work for you and just know that Accessibyte is going to do its best to support everybody out there with these really cool and hopefully useful tools. So I'll wrap it up right there.
Um, could you tell us a little bit about cost?
Yeah, so cost varies. So for one individual user for the online platform using only Typeo is $69 for 1 year. For the school edition, it depends on the number of student seats. The more students you have, the lower the cost per student. Accessibyte Studio, there's annual subscription license and then there's perpetual license. An annual subscription is 150 and a perpetual license that will work forever on that machine is 450.
And while this was made especially with people who are visually impaired or blind being kept in mind, this can be used effectively by all, right?
Absolutely. So my own background lies in that space, with like screen readers, braille displays, things along those lines. But these tools, you know, when you make something accessible, it starts working for everybody real quick. So, you know, so many users have come on, you know, using all sorts of different tools, different needs, different wants from these things. So yeah, it's open to anybody. Don't let the blindness lean like scare anybody off. Definitely dive in and check it out.
Great. Well, we thank you so much for your time. Does anyone else want to come off of mute or go into the chat and ask questions or comments before we end here? Okay. I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you everyone for coming today.